Al, it's time to upgrade the Tessaiga once again.
Sort of.
It's going to get a new cool coat. And
Yay!
then that's kind of it.
Yep. Things don't quite go the way that they should.
No. But yes, hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watch Inuyasha, is episode 175. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Ladium.
Hello!
We are discussing episode 171, or episode 4 of the final act, entitled Dragon Scale Tessaiga. Wonder what's going to happen.
Who knows?
Who knows? We basically begin with the end of last week's episode with Sesshomaru doing his cool new attack, and also Totosai is just like, hey, you haven't mastered the attack yet, but when you do, it'll become a big circle, and it'll just instantly suck out an enemy. Anyways, see you later. And Sesshomaru's basically like, yes, I must train to get better.
And Jockin's like, masterful work. Masterful. Beautiful. Fantastic. You are incredible.
Jump cut back to Totosai's hideout where Inuyasha's there now, and they're discussing the blade that Inuyasha picked up from the last episode. He's like, hey, this is the donkey. This sword sucks, though. It's really badly crafted.
Myoga shows up.
Master, I've heard of this sword as well.
Because Myoga always has to show up to give some kind of context at
Yes.
certain points.
Totosai is basically like, if you would have gone up against the real sword, you wouldn't be here. You'd be dead. Anyways, what if you got the power of that sword? That'd be cool.
But if you don't, then your sword's gonna be useless. Yay!
Yeah, better not lose. There's a swordsmith in a village constructing a version of the Daki, and then a demon shows up to find it. And then Inuyasha and the gang show up to fight Ryujin, this demon. And he's like, I got a shield that's invincible. Ha 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 ha. But Inuyasha is able to eventually break the shield and take care of this dude. And then
Backlash wave.
Backlash wave, yeah. Takes care of Ryujin. Meanwhile, another demon is killing a bunch of wolf demon dudes. And then some younger brothers show up and they're like, oh yeah. And then a dude's like, here's a jewel shard. You want it? It'll make you feel better. You just gotta do something for me. We go back to Inuyasha, and then we see the Daki has the dragon scales. It has been completed due to being absorbing Ryujin's powers. And now Toshu's like, I also have dragon scales. Ha 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 ha.
Starting to look mighty lizardy.
Yes. Koga and his pals are hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
They're just running around, and then a weapon comes at them, and he's like, duck. And he's able to knock it out of the way, and then it's the little kid from earlier, and Koga's able to easily beat him, and he's like, kid, what do you want? He's like, oh, I gotta beat you. Oh, I gotta go before sunset. Gotta go, bye. And then Koga's like, I'm just gonna follow that kid, I guess.
Trying to kill me for a reason.
Yes. Toshu and Inuyasha have a fight because Toshu's like, I must get the demonic energy from the Tessaiga. And then the Tessaiga gets a little beat up and cracked and starts spewing wind and stuff. And then eventually just downgrades to its original form. And everyone's like, oh no, the Tessaiga. What's gonna happen? But then a crack forms in the Daki. What's gonna happen?
Moroku and Sango at this point are like, hey, we'll help. And Inuyasha's like, nope.
No, we gotta finish this together.
And they're like, your sword's useless, man. He's like, no, it's part of me. Come on.
Little kid returns to the dude who gave him the jewel shard, who is Byakuya. And then Koga shows up right afterwards. Little kid gets bonked away by the demon, and then Koga's like, I'm going to kill this demon, and he does so very quickly with his new little weapon.
It is still very, very weird that they gave a leg demon, essentially, a hand weapon.
Yeah.
They should have given him some cool new boots or something.
Yeah. Little kid's little brother is now in like a little, whatchamacallit.
Moth?
Well, before he's in the moth.
Oh, cocoon?
Yeah, he's in a cocoon, and then a moth comes out of it and just carries him away. And Byakuya's like, "Well, better get after that, or something else might try and kill that moth." And they run after the moth. Crack in the sword. Inuyasha is able to turn the tides and able to attack the crack in the sword, but then Toshu just like blows up, leaving only an arm in the sword.
And they fused.
Yes.
The arm and the sword did.
And then the power of the Daki goes into the Tessaiga, just cause. And
Why
then it
not?
gets some dragon scales. Everyone's like, all right, cool. Anyways. And then they see Koga's friends running by, and they're like, oh, we should probably like go after them because something's going down, I guess. I don't know. Koga and the little kid keep running, and they see the moth get stabbed from above or from below, and then fall down, and then they run into the one dude, Moriyomaru, and he's like, ha 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 ha, I'm here. Look at my cool new shell. It's invincible. Ha 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 ha. And then he just grabs the kid and Koga, and he's going to get their jewel shards. He gets the kid's jewel shard. He's about to get Koga's, but then here comes Inuyasha. He's here. He uses the adamant barrage against the new invincible shell, and then Morimaru's like, "Oh, cool, new adamant barrage shell, neato," and uses
that skill.
and just uses it to like grab Koga. Inuyasha then decides to use the dragon scale Tessaiga, and he sucks out some of the demonic energy from him and frees Koga, and then those two basically team up to just attack until they get into a fight, and then they decide to attack some more. But then eventually they are stopped because Byakuya shows up and is like, "Hey, cool, neat stuff. Anyways, I just came to see what was going on and everything, and what's up? I'm just an observer. See y'all later. Bye bye."
Bye bye.
Everyone's like, okay, weird.
Also, Inuyasha's getting hurt when he uses the sword.
Yes, he's very confused about what's happening with Tessaiga. And then Byakuya shows up to Naraku, and Naraku's like, "Whoa, cool sword. That's interesting. Anyways, what's going to happen with him? I don't know. We'll figure it out as the show goes on, I guess." And that's how the episode ends, basically.
Yep.
We got a couple of notes here.
Okay.
Byakuya originally appeared in the manga when Inuyasha failed at using the dragon scale Tessaiga against a venomous demon. No explanation is given about why Toshu's eye already looks different. In the manga, this was Ryujin's way of marking him to ensure he forged Daki. This episode merges three separate plot elements from the manga: acquiring the dragon scale Tessaiga, Moriyomaru gaining adamant spears, and Byakuya trying to take Koga shards. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Naraku is oddly calm about Tessaiga's new power. If Moriyomaru is destroyed, so is the infant. In other words, Naraku would die as a result as the infant houses his heart.
Oh.
Oops.
Oops.
But that's it for this week. Next time, we gotta go train more. We need more training, of course.
Training arc.
For Inuyasha especially. He hasn't had enough training in this whole series to get new powers and everything. So that's what he's gonna do this time. He's gonna go see another weird old man.
Just a weird old man.
A little wobbly old man.
he's like the inflatable wobbly arm man.
Basically.
Guys.
So yeah, we'll see all of that happening next time on episode 172. It's called The Great Holy Demon Spirits Test.
Yep.
Time to test.
Yep.
That's going to do it for us this week. So if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonanimecheckup.com or stc.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Z's Anime Checkup OVA. You also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter or TikTok at Anime Checkup. Follow us on Blue Sky, seasonanimecheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. So join us next time as we see a wobbly man.
Wobbles.